In the last video, we explained how our agent works by telling a file agent story, the perceive, reason, act loop to calling memory the whole mental model. But how do I build one? You may ask. In this series, we are going to build a real working AI agent from scratch in Rust. We will start with one of the most important pieces, the LLM client integration. By the end of this video, we will be able to build a command line interface that talks to an LLM, sends messages, and streams response back. So first, let's create a simple AI agent project, use cargo, and then add some dependencies. So this project needed Tokio as a default async runtime, and also OpenAI as a LLM client SDK. As first, then we add OpenAI SDK. And also add error handling with this error and anyhow. So since we first built a command line interface, so we use Rust line editor, default editor to build the command line interface, and send the user input from the command line interface to the LLM client. Okay, now we have completed the command line interface. We can input some user message and append the user message to the history. Next we will start integrate the LLM client. Let's first commit this part first. So since our LLM client needs some user credential from the environment, let's add the .env dependent. So we will add a LLM client in the LLM module, and it has a base URL and model fields. Seems like the OpenAI completion not support debug, so we just remove the debug from the client. And implement the init function with just base URL and model field. I think we don't need completion for now, so we just initialize the client with base URL and model. And then start implement the send message, which will return a vector choice. So initial the chat session, we need system prompts first as the model input. And also the user credential for the LLM client. So first we will append the user message to the messages. And yeah, we also need a user message history to record what's the user input. Since when we initialize, there is no user message. First set it to be null. And once the message, we can clone the system message to the user message and append the messenger to user message vector. Here we need a LLM error from OpenAI error, convert it to our own agent error. Seems we cannot correctly integrate LLM error into the agent error. It is still not correct. So can we just integrate directly the OpenAI errors? Now it works. Fix the user credential and return the chat completion choices. Now looks code is good now. Let's see some user info in the EOV. To connect the model from EOV, let's implement from EOV for the client, so we can directly initialize the client from the environmental variables. And then we need another client config errors for our agent error. Read from model, read base URL. And build the credentials based on the API key and the base URL, and call the new method which we already have implemented. This means we needed to call .env method to get to load the user info from the env file, and we call client send message to send the user message from the command line interface. Here we actually need to check if the message is not empty, and then if it's empty, then we can clone the system message. The user message actually can be an empty vector at the beginning, then append when user input the new messages. Handle the error for the message. Looks we cannot get a response. We need to await the unsent message to get the response. And put it under Tokio runtime, and then we print the first choice from send message. Okay, let's try to run the agent to see if it works. It works now. Let's input some. Tell me a joke. Wait the model. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Interesting. Seems like the LLM doesn't know it has already told the joke. We will fix it next video. But now it looks we can communicate it to the LLM and send messages and get something back from it. Alright, thank you.